Hello friends. Now we have to discuss here about the revolt of the India in 1857, which was done by our soldiers and so many revolutionaries became failed. Why it was failed? The topic we have to discuss today. Mostly we are on the last phase of the topic, so we will continue up to the last point. Generally, we have studied that so many people have sacrificed themselves. Tatya Tope, Nana Sahib Peshwa, Rani Lakshmibai, Dada Kunwar Singh, right? Bahadur Shah Zafar, Mangal Pandey, he was the first martyr. And in Gujarat, we have discussed about Wagher women, how they fought and sacrificed themselves to prevent Britishers to enter the fort in Dwarka. So there are so many incidents. One more incident has come in your textbook. It is discussed in the things to know. Before the discussing the reasons for failure, I want to indicate this point. There is Samau village, Samau or Samau village, SMAU, Samau village in Manasa district, Manasa Taluka in Gandhinagar district. I repeat, the name of village is Samau and Taluka is Manasa, district is Gandhinagar. One tombstone has been found in a primary school. It indicates that 29th November 1857. So indication of the tombstone says very clearly that in that small region also the people had took weapon in hands against Britishers. So such kind of so many small incidents have been occurred. May not be indicated in the history, but it does not mean that incidents were not occurred. So understand the value of these incidents. I want to indicate that point. Understand the value of these incidents. So it is important to value what the revolutionaries have done to sacrifice their lives for safety of we all. So the first event of 1857 is undoubtedly it was failed. But the failure is not a failure, it was the first attempt. In those days, when the Britishers were one of the greatest navy strength in all over the world, they were having control over the 20% part of the world, and such a powerful strength capable kingdom against them to fight is not a small thing. And our so many people had did this step. So the value, the important value and value these sacrifices that I want to indicate here. No one had fought for his always single own life. What the Tatya Tope had to take, what the Nana Sahib Peshwa had to think, what the Rani Lakshmibai had to think. They were already given some money, but they sacrificed their lives for we all. That we have to understand. Okay. Now I am going to start the reasons for failure of revolt of 1857. The first reason is revolutionaries were failed to retrieve their power from Britishers due to their own limitations. See, any person lost the war is not simply reasoned by himself or any other person, but he lost his war just by his some limitations in a specific war period. The first limitation is rebels were lack in coordination. They were not coordinating, they were not coordinated to each other. So this is the indicated first line, but I can indicate the reason is absence of central leadership. Everyone was fighting in his own capacity. So in that situation, what do you think so? In 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 contrary to the Britishers, our every revolutionary had less developed weapons. So how can they fight? But they fought. But the reason is very clear. Lack of coordination was there. Absence of central leadership was there. And the important point you have to remember, absence of money, ammunition and reinforcement. Everything was absent. When you start the war, it is necessary to see that your constant support from backup must continue with you. But if it is not, then it means you are out of touch. Very clearly, you are out of touch. You cannot reach to that place where you want to reach. Nobody can do it easily because backup is always important. As your ammunition is completed, the support of the ammunition must require, but they had not. Reinforcement of the army is required. Reinforcement means army is required. It was not enough. Reinforcement of men was not there. To fight, the money is required to feed the soldiers. For all those people, it was lacking. So the 3 points are there in the first reason: lacking of coordination, lacking of central leadership or the absence of central leadership, and no provision for reinforcement of men, money and ammunition. This was the first limitation which I discussed here. The second point is the outbreak of revolt happened before pre-planned date. Actual date was 31st of May and Mangal Pandey took steps some early 11th, right? So the importance of Mangal Pandey we not deny, but sometime if you want to win, you have to suffer for some long period, because such plan may arise, may take place after so well planned preparation. But here it was not done, because Mangal Pandey was hanged on 8th April, and thereafter in India the soldiers lost their control, and 11th May is considered as beginning date of the revolt. So now you understand, 20 days difference affected the planning. That is the point I want to indicate, that the lack of planning was there, because as decided date was 31st was not implemented and the planning was disrupted. By this reason, Britishers got alertness 20 days before of that declared revolt date. So, if it was sparkled at all places or it ignite at all places on a one day, it could possible to defeat Britisher somehow, because it start at every place and Britishers will be may divided, but it not happen. Britishers got time to rearrange their they rearranged their army and they defeated Indians. Right, my friends? Next point is revolt remained concentrated largely in North India only. So now you remember here South, Central, Western part. I am not saying that people not fighting. People were not fighting. But large support what from North India the revolutionaries got. They did not get such kind of the support in other part of India. Social reformers refrained from joining revolt directly or indirectly, means educated and intellectual class were not in support of this revolt. That is the point we have to indicate. I repeat, the social reformers were not in favor of fighting against British because they were getting knowledge in English language, and intellectual class was not in support of these all activities. Right? So in that way the revolt was remained only with only bravery groups who fought against Britishers, and many had accepted Britisher as the ruler. So they were not fighting against the Britishers. But wherever the kings were having control in those princely states, in some region, the fight erupted and continued up to some extent. That is the thing. Okay, now the fourth point. Okay, in the third point, I again repeat, the revolt remained concentrated only in larger part of North India, and social reformer as well as the intellectual class not supported, not joined directly or indirectly to the revolt. Right? So this was the third reason. Now we are moving to the fourth reason is India is the country regionally, not religiously, I said regionally diversified in language, in food habits, in clothing. So people were ruled by different regional dynasties, and these dynasties had never connected people, and the sentiment of the nationalism was not spread before the British rule came to India in a complete manner. That we need to understand. The India was not fighting as the one nation. That is the main reason. People or the leader, everyone was fighting for their own regions. So there was no uniformity. That I want to indicate. There was no uniformity in terms of revolt. Many leaders, even supportive, indirect way at time of revolt to the Britishers. So it means leaders were also divided. When the leaders are divided, then what can you understand? The people could unite by one? It cannot possible. That we need to understand. Right, my friends? The fifth point is Sikh and Gurkhas were fighting See, Gurkhas and Sikhs are bravery community. Gurkhas are connected with the Nepal. They are bravery community. Even their height is small, but their brave is tremendous. They were fighting tremendously. They supported Britishers. And in that way, the support of the bravery community, except the Rajputs and the some Pathans, to the Britishers, to the Indian revolutionaries were not. And the brave fighters were fighting from side of the Britishers. It was the biggest loss to the rebellions. That we have to understand. Right? Okay. The sixth point is Britishers had superior army, better weapons, military commanders compared to the rebels. I repeat, Britishers had superior army, better weapons, and military commanders compared to the rebels. It shows that Indians were in brave sentiments. They were powerful, but in terms of the other supports, they were having some lackings. It affected a lot to the revolt. Actually, ultra modern weapons, according to the time Britishers had, which were not available with the Indian rebels. That is the lacking. And they were fighting with their traditional weapons. That is the main thing. The last point in these 7 reasons, all leaders were fighting for regaining their region. I have stated just before. They were fighting for their regaining the power or the territory what they had lost to the Britishers. None of them were fighting for freedom of nation. Means the sentiment of the nation was not there in mind of the leaders. That is the main lacking. When you are not fighting with your own sentiment as the united people, you cannot fight very well. That is your lacking. Everybody has to think about all these things. Right, my friends? So, these are 7 reasons. I again indicate shortly. Lack of coordination, lack of centralized leadership, and no provision for reinforcement of men, money and ammunition. This was the first point. Second, revolt outbreak, pre-planned date. So the planning was disrupted and the Britishers were alert. Third, revolt remained concentrated only in the large part of North India, and intellectuals and the reformers had not supported it wholeheartedly. Third, India was divided in the regional way. So the people were not united and nobody was fighting as a nation. Right? That is the reason. So the lacking of the sentiment of nationalism is the problem. The fifth one is bravery communities like Sikh and Gurkha had not supported them. That is the big problem. The sixth reason we have understood that army, weapon and military commanders for Britishers were more better in compared to the rebellions. And last, leaders were fighting in the rebellion side for regaining their territories, regaining their lands, regaining their power, whatever they had lost. Means there was lacking of the uniformity in fighting against Britisher, and nobody was fighting with the sentiment for freedom of nation. Right, my friends? So here I completed the discussion about the reasons for failure of revolt. And last, the effect and consequences. The last point I am discussing now. The revolt was not successful against Britishers. However, it develop new era of changes. So the effect of the revolt came in larger aspect that we have to understand now. The first change came, company rule came to an end because by the 1861 India came under the control of direct British Crown, and earlier the post of Governor General was in India. Now the post was converted to the post of Viceroy as the representative of British Crown in India. That we have to understand. Right, my friends? Next point is the interference in internal affairs of princely states in India was stopped by British. Now let us understand. Interference means make the disturbance, give the advices, ask the advices that how the prince has to work in that area. Everything was stopped. Now they left the Indians how they want to live, how they want to do the administration, but Britishers were only concentrating in their controlled area, nothing else. So they left other prince to live in their own way. So in that way the interference in internal affairs was stopped. The third point, British government was compelled to make changes in their policy towards India. Earlier their policy was social religious aspects to think for India in their own way. It was stopped. The political aspect and economic aspect were also changed. So the British government changed their policy. Instead of supporting some Indian bravery groups, they started to brought under their own control, and so many changes they brought. The salary, see, this is the important thing, which is the most important effect. Now I am going to discuss. For soldiers and sepoys, the Indian soldiers I am talking, in British army, were now going to be given better salary, better allowances, and better facilities. Because why the revolt erupted? The main question is dissatisfaction of the sepoys. So the main requirement is to satisfy the soldiers. That Britishers understood, and they had taken some important steps. That I want to say. And lastly, the revolt helped. See, this is lastly arise, but really important in future Indian freedom movement. The revolt helped in igniting or invoking feeling of nationalism in people of India. Now Indians started to understand that the India is the unitedly one. We must have to fight for our nation. These feelings is called nationalism, and that nationalism arose in Indians after this revolt. So it is considered to be important consequence of this revolt. Right, my friends? So here I have discussed with you about effect and consequences of this revolt completely. Okay, my friends? So today we have completed the syllabus here with you, and we will try to continue some revisions of these important chapters from all these chapters. Right, my friends?